Video, I'm going to show you how to develop a dynamic app using browser as an entire thing, which means you don't need any database, you don't need any storage. You can write a simple JavaScript application that will save everything in the database. When I say database, browser itself has a database, which I'll show you. So in that database, we can see how to do the CURD operation. CURD in the sense C called create, U called update, R called read, D called delete. Okay, we can do all CURD operations in the browser database itself. Okay, maybe some of you may wonder that whether browser has a database. Yes, browser has a database. We can say do all the database operation, and it has its own API. All right, and I will show you in this video how to create a simple to-do job. I mean to-do application. To-do is a basic example for you to understand, especially a fresher. They start a project, they get to know how to simply create a form and some fields and a data set, something like that. All right. So in this particular video, I'm going to use some component. When we say component, you all know that every software built with um, various set of libraries. That's what I call it as a component. Okay, we are going to use React.js and local storage and font awesome for in terms of icons. Okay, and most likely, yeah, maybe I'll explain as we go. Okay, so the first step is that please go to the React. I mean, this is a React.js application, right? So in order to create any React.js application, please make sure you have installed Node.js application. I mean Node.js. Node.js is one of the programming language which is purely based on JavaScript, and then install the React, and you can just go ahead and find out how to get installed on all those things. Okay, I mean as long as you install the Node.js, that's fine. Okay, you just go ahead and then you can see how to create a new application using the React.js. So here they say just copy this. Okay, go to your command prompt. In case of Windows user or a Linux user or a Mac user, just go to the command prompt after you install. Again, make sure you installed the Node.js first. Okay, Node.js you installed. After you installed Node.js, you go ahead and do install this particular command. Okay, this is the npm website where you can say create new app. Okay, just do search. This npm website is a repository where all the Node.js based um, libraries are saved. Okay, any Node.js developer can come to this place. Okay, it's like npm.js, all right, and they can find whatever the package, whether something related to the, I mean, whatever you wanted to. Okay, you can search and you can get the relevant database. Okay, and you can see how the database maintained and all those things you can see. And okay, here you see, you just copy this. All right, go to your command prompt and paste it, hit enter. You can install the create app, the additional executable. And in my case, I already installed this. Okay, you can just go ahead and install. Once you install that particular one, you go ahead and create the new app using this particular command. Okay, visit this website, copy this, go here. I mean, before you copy paste, in case of Mac user, Linux user, hit pwd, see whether your folder, I mean, you can follow some folder, otherwise you can do the cd command and go there. In case of Mac user, I mean Windows user, you can set a dir command to C folder. So here I'm going to say, I'm going to make a new folder called to do local storage. All right. Okay, this is my application. This is the folder that I'm creating. All right. In order to see that, I'll anyway show you. Okay, hit enter. Let's give a minute. Okay, what it will do now is this particular command will create a basic a prototyping application, which means it will create a small website for you. Okay, it will just run in the browser. in a minute. Okay, let's wait. So you see, when I run this command, it is automatically creating a folder in my computer here. Okay. So as it creates, you can also go and see that folder. I mean, it's not necessary, but if you wish to see, you can always go to that particular folder and you can see them. All right. So you see this particular folder has been created, correct? And this is a folder. It is getting created all the necessary files in order to build a small website. Okay, it just one command does everything for you. Okay, it basically install all the necessary modules. Please make sure your internet is slow. It may take little longer, so don't afraid. Let's see whether it completes everything. Okay, once you're done, the simple command in order to execute. You see, any Node.js application, it will have a folder like this. This is a SRC where all your source code is there. This is a public asset like the CSS or any imports or logo, all those artifacts will be there. And node modules, node will automatically install all the necessary component automatically just by running the command. Okay, so in order to run that, you just paste this. Okay, like npm start. If you don't see that, let me small the window. Okay, so type npm run, hit enter. Okay, sorry, what the mistake I made, just go to the cd to do local storage. I mean, I'm getting inside of the folder. All right, I'm just clearing the window. Now again paste npm start. Okay, it will quickly open your web application into the browser. Okay, this is a web application. The particular create app that we run the command, right? It has created the website for us. For us. Okay. Now this is running in my local computer. So everything looks okay. The basic prototype is ready. Okay. Now I'm going to open this folder. See, in order to open, you need to open the entire folder into any of your favorite editor. You may be using Visual Code Studio or Eclipse or Sublime or a Notepad++, whatever the editor, doesn't matter. You just open. I would personally recommend to use Visual Code Studio. This is really very efficient and very productive tool. And you see, just go and open the src folder, because this is the spot we are going to write a script. Okay, and open the app.js. And this is, see, even though the index is the primary file, don't touch any of that. Okay, don't do anything, just leave it. All right, let it be as such. Okay, go to the app.js file. What you see here is that the edit and all this content, this is what exactly you are seeing in this browser. You see this content. I'll just go and say hi, something like that. Just save. React will automatically compile. Okay, because you all know that we are already running this in this window, right? In this command we said npm start command. So once you hit in your command prompt, React will automatically compile as soon as I edit. See, if I go and just delete and save, if I go to the browser, it will get updated. That's so fast. I mean, sometimes if based on your machine speed, the speed may vary, but it will automatically compile. Okay. So in order to do that, can we just, I mean, I'll keep this window like that. It will be easy for us to, see them together. All right. I'll keep this window. Maybe I'll reduce this. Maybe my code portion would be very small. That's that should be okay, I guess. I'll manage. Um, so how to close this window? I think I can't close. That's okay. I'll keep it a little bit bigger. Okay. So what we can do now is, how do we really close this window? Okay. Um, Super. So I just closed it. Okay, because I need more space. That's the reason I closed it. Okay. Now from this part to, I mean, let's remove all the thing inside of the header. Please make sure every React.js application must have one root folder in the div. Okay, As I delete and save, you see everything got vanished, right? That's okay. So in this folder, you can also see a package. That's where all the dependencies are maintained. Okay, in order to run this tool, what the library package and everything we have, it is here. Okay. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. I covered that in other my early videos. You can go and look at in my channel. So what we can do, let's go and open the terminal, okay, in this terminal window, or even you can open your command prompt. Okay, so we are going to use another library that's called ant.design. Okay, just hit enter. If I go and show you, I mean here ant.design, you may wonder what is this. Okay, any web application, you will see some user interface, some kind of form, some kind of buttons, menus, a drop down kind of thing, right? This is one of the framework which built using the React.js. So this is one of the, I would say, top ranking. Today, it's one of the top ranking library for you to use any user interfaces. Okay. In order to install, just go ahead and see the GitHub first and to know how to install this. All right. So here you see they say how to install, right? Copy this npm install until. Okay. Just hit enter. We can give a minute. Okay, we installed. So when I install means what? We are adding one more dependency in our software. Okay, so I mean, software is all about the building blocks. Okay, so every software built with many other components using many of the libraries. Okay, every software has many other libraries internally. Okay, now we are going to use and design inside of React.js to build UIs. Okay, here let's go and see the components. Components of what? Components are like buttons, icons, layout, and all those things are here. So you wanted to see a little big screen. I'll expand now. You can see that you wanted to see button. You'll have a buttons like this. Okay, if you wish to have icons, many things are here. Okay, so can we start with the first, the layout? Okay, in order to do our to do, can we create a header, something, I mean overall application to be something like this window, like header, comment, footer? Okay, just go ahead and copy. So here the biggest benefit is that you might have you can easily copy paste the code. Okay, so what to do? Yeah, sorry, just close this. And so for every example at the bottom of it, you can have the code window. Click this particular JavaScript. I'm not talking about TypeScript now. For freshers, it's better start with the JavaScript. Okay, then you may expand yourself or improve yourself to TypeScript. Okay, so you see every line you need to copy paste, copy the import, go to your code, here, right after the import, paste it, and here you come to the header part and paste it. Okay, and you see here they have something called a layout. Copy this one. Here they might use some kind of token or not. It's okay. We can remove them if it's not required, because in our case it is going to be different, right? Just copy up to from the layout to layout, and we have another folder here, right? Just remove it. Okay, let it be the footer and header. We can remove the content part. Okay, just remove everything whatever we need. Okay, this is the place we are going to write our content. All right, so we just saved. I don't think we need a breadcrumb, but in order to see, let's go ahead and see how our application looks like. You see, this is what our application is. Okay, so I'll just minimize. All right, I'll in our case we no need this breadcrumb. Okay, I'll remove it. um, so if I delete, you see the footer is almost top of it. I'll remove all um, this menus and all, because that is not part of our context. Okay, I'll remove it. Okay, so in order to push this footer at a bottom, what you can do is in your content part, okay, you can see that the height is 100 VH, something like that. Okay, it's error, sorry, it's a JSON. Okay, everything we need to define in the JSON. You see the footer come down. Okay, anyway, leave that part for now. Now we are going to write the to do, right? Okay, here you go again. You can see how to set up some header and all. Okay, here you may go and take some typography in order to see some, you wanted to put some heading, something like this. Okay, if you need the code, you can just go ahead and copy this and paste here. Please don't hesitate to copy paste. Okay, see here, it is not necessary or good to copy paste the same input once again. Instead, you copy this one and paste in the existing entity itself. Okay, and so we copy pasted again. Copy this const. I mean, whatever the framework says, it's better you can follow as such. Okay. Now they say h1, h2, h3. In our case, I really like this h3. Let it be smaller. Okay. Um, Okay, here we say that local storage to do. All right. Okay, can you see our application? Yeah, this is the one. Okay, next what? We need to build some kind of um, a button. Okay, the to do is going to have what? Maybe a name, a small description, or just a name enough. Okay, name, and then the date by which you supposed to complete. Okay, so go ahead and you need a form now, right? Go and click. um, Again, I think this window not really helping us. Let's expand, search like a form here. Okay, you have a form examples, pretty good examples. Okay, you may have login form, something like that, you can copy paste. Yeah, okay, so in our case, can you use something like this or like this? You see, like this. Okay, in our case, I think this one is enough, right? Or even we can take this one or this one. Okay, I'll take the basic one. Go and look at the JavaScript. Whatever the additional component, okay, copy and paste here, and then come back. Let's leave them. Okay, copy the form, the entire form from the start to end of the form code. Come and paste after your title. Okay, so now we copy pasted. Here we can remove the password. Instead, what we need, okay, even we can remove this particular password, right? We no need the password, we no need the remember check icon also. So here there is a username. Instead of the username, name, which means to do, or keep the name. Here you can say that to do name, something like that. Okay, I'll explain what the purpose. The label will display to the user, the name will be used in the database. In the database, this particular value will be saved in the name column. Okay, so this is a required item, so you can set true. And please input your, in case if they submit without filling, I can explain. Okay, um, along with the form, please input, please type the to do name. Okay, now we need the date and time picker, right? Okay, you see that date and time picker is here. Go ahead and copy. This is the date only. When we need to do a date and time something, you go and check here, right? So there are plenty of examples. Okay, select the date and the time is this particular time. All right, so can we pick up this one? Okay, copy this. Go and how do we copy? We have a two boxes. Okay, I will. Okay, in the entity, copy this one, code, and okay, now I'll expand this for some time. Paste here. Okay, and let's they wanted to import a few other things. Okay, let's copy paste. Okay, it shows some error. We need to install, of course. Let's see whether the basic works for us. All right, date picker. It will throw error obviously. Oh, date picker we have here, right? So yeah, not an issue. So in order to put the date range, here they have the date picker. Yeah, okay. Just copy the date picker and the range picker. We no need a range in the sense from this date to this date, something like this. Okay, to date. We no need a date range. Okay, we can copy and go ahead and paste. You see, in any form item, we need to have a, let's close this one, and we need to have a form item, right? So let's say form dot item. Okay, and I copy paste. We need not have a the on change on OK for now. Okay, again this one not required. We are just going to give a time. In the form we initially discussed, right, what are all the name. Okay, you can put it like time, let's say date and time of by which you have to complete. Okay, you say what the best column we can put it in the DB. Okay, planned at. So you are going to do this to do at this particular date and time. Okay, please specify the time. Okay, or you can say the date and time. All right, so now we're done. Okay, now you see there are two errors here. Okay, there are two errors. All right, so this one, the on finished error, this is something for advanced user. For now we can remove this row. Instead of on finish, okay, you can type something like on, or you can say save to do something. You type it something like that. Okay, once you type some name, this is basically a function in the React. Okay, go and create a function here. Okay, between the function and the return, you go and create something called a constant function, and this will get the values from the form. Okay, and the arrow. Okay, this is the structure of React function. Okay, the regular JavaScript user would use a function, right? So you may see that this is the root level function of the document. Let's not worry too much about it. Okay, as long as it's a React.js, it has some advantages and it has some changes in the JavaScript. That's okay. So now you wanted to print and see this. Okay, let's go ahead and type console.log and print this value. Console.log will really print the value. I mean, it will display in the console window of whatever the value we received. Okay, just go ahead and see our app. You got it right. So in this video, I'm not going to talk about how to beautify this, like how color we can apply, how alignment we can apply those things. You can learn a CSS, you can apply the CSS. This is very focused on the local storage. Okay, in order to make the form little bigger, I'll go and apply certain additional attribute. Let's say size equal to large, something like that. You see the form comes bigger. So let's say um, what are we going to learn React JS. That's my to do, assume. Okay, now and I have to select some target date also, right? Okay, let's select some date. Okay, before so and so date, and this doesn't give a time, right? That's okay, we'll go and change. Okay, I'll tell you how to modify also. See, you right click here. Okay, you right click anywhere in the body of the screen. Okay, I mean body of the window. Right click and click inspect. Okay, in the inspect window you can see something like a console. Okay, see the Windows and Linux and Mac user may have the icons little bit different. That's fine. Okay, and okay, so when I submit, what will happen? You see, when I submit, did you remember? I mean, do you remember when we submit this form? So this is a form, right? This is a form. I mean, can we format this? Okay, I'm just right clicking this. Okay, right click, format document. It will do little bit nice formatting. Okay, the form, whenever submit the form button, it will trigger this to do function. Okay, that's what it is written for. Okay, the on finish, which means when somebody finish the form, it will trigger the save to do. Okay, when the save to do, all right, um, the values, this is the function, it will carry the form values. So whatever they typed here, it will carry. Here we printed, right? So you see the name and the time we received it here. Okay, so this is a look like some kind of object. Okay, um, can I format this? Okay, um, in order to, I mean, we can save this directly in the database, not at all an issue. uh, but but it's better we can, uh, do some nice format of the dates in order to save. Okay, here you see there are a lot of values here. um, for that, in order to format the date and time, there is something called moment JS. Okay, this is one of the superb framework to display different format of time. See, for example, I wanted to show time in this format or in this format, in this format, something like that. You can use this method. Okay, so how can we install? Go to the npm website, search like moment ment js. Okay, just search something like that. Okay, now js, let's search. Okay, so sometimes you see, when you search, you may get a lot of confusion sometimes because there are many packages like that. You can even go here, click the GitHub. There you can see very clean instruction of how to install this particular library. Okay. I can't see this, right? Okay, that's strange. Click documentation. Here, do you see something called install? Okay, I know that command. Okay, npm moment js install. Okay, do search, and okay, this is the command. Okay, I think we should have searched the right name. Okay, you see npm copy, go to the your code or command prompt. You can even open your command prompt and make sure that whenever you run install npm install command, I called install, make sure you are in your project folder. Okay, hit enter. Once you hit enter, it will get installed. Okay, so how to import this? Let's say import moment. Okay, they might have given some examples, right? So they given some examples, but I don't see. This is one of the very widely used tool, but I'm not seeing why it is not used. Okay, um, okay, I'll tell you how to use that. In the class values, we see we have planned at column, right? That one we are going to change something like moment, the same column dot format LLL. Okay, I'm going to use the moment with the this particular format. Okay, there are sorry too many back and forth. Um, I like to save this something like this, or sometime the I'll tell you something in JavaScript. Okay, instead of going for we will definitely use moment. Okay, let's go ahead and install the moment. Okay, moment JS React JS. Okay, they'll say how to install. Yeah, import moment import. All right. Um, okay, just install this. Now you see we installed. Moment we will use in order to display for the user, but in order to save it in a database, we can save that as a millisecond format. Okay, what we can do here, let's go ahead and get dot get time. This will give the value in millisecond. Okay, it's better to save in a in a millisecond format so that we can do a sorting and all in the later course. I'll tell you why I am doing this. Okay, just go ahead and now to see the same one and click now. You see it is giving a error now. Okay, no problem. Here what we can do, new date and do like this, and now you go ahead and type. You see, okay, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a new date object. These are all the JavaScript code. I'm passing the selected time, and the get time will give the millisecond value of the current selected time. So the actual millisecond is this one. Okay, from this millisecond we can even convert this back into the original date and time in any of the format you see. Okay, some user will like this format, some user will like this, some user will like this, right? So we will give the choices to them to set their preference. Okay, now go back to our application. What is the next idea? Here we clicked it, right? Now it is only printing here. Let's go and refresh. It's gone, correct? Okay, now we wanted to really save this in the database. I'm saying the database in the sense the browser I mean rather it's a database, it's a local storage. All right. Now you see here, you click here and go click a memory. This particular memory is actually a database that can hold. Okay, I think it is under application. You see that, right? There are many databases in the browser itself. There is a local storage, there is a session storage, there is a indexed DB, all right, and web SQL. If you know MySQL or any SQL query, you can use this web SQL. Please note that any of the example I'm going to demonstrate or any of the value is saved here, it will not saved in any server based database. Okay, it will be only in this computer, in this browser. Even if you open the same URL in another browser, you cannot see the database. Okay, because everything is going to save in the browser storage itself. That's called a local storage. All right, can you keep this name something called a local space, because that's the way the browser used, right? Because I don't want to make a mistake in this part. um, Ah, okay. Now, okay, let's focus on the save. In order to save or manage efficiently, I can I can tell you that there is a package called store2. Okay, this is one of the fantastic tool in order to manipulate or manage the local storage effectively. Go and open your command prompt, hit enter, npm install. Again, please make sure your folder wherever you run, even you open the command prompt, maybe next time I'll show you how to install from the command prompt. Okay, please make sure whenever you install, it should be in the same folder where your project is, the current project is. Okay, in my case, to do local storage is the project where I'm having this code. Anyway, after this video, I'll post this into the public GitHub where you can pull and see. However, make sure okay, I'll give the instruction of how to install this. Okay, now we see that the save to do, right? Or somewhere we set a function, right? In order to save here, what they say, just store. That's it. Okay. In order to call this, click store, give some key, some key, and give the data. That's it. When you say some key, can you think how you can define the key? What easy way you can define the key? I'll tell you. Okay. Now just copy this. In your case, I'm sure that no one can create, this is going to be a local storage, right? No one can create, in order to install this, let's go ahead and first install this. So we installed this storage DB, and we are going to, that part nobody explained here, right? So how to use that into the, okay, here you see, no, not mentioned, something wrong. Okay, store to React base. Okay, um, store to examples. No, this are all not really. Mm, okay, let's go ahead and simply do this way. Okay, import to from. Okay, this is more than enough for now. Okay, right. Now you go here. Okay, they have alias name. Okay, in every place you don't like to keep like the store to, better you can import something like, okay, you can type even your name. Okay, you can say that I mean, that's not nice. Okay, just keep like this. Store, I mean, you are importing the store to object into store variable, and here is a key. So here assume that you wanted to key like that first to do something like that. Okay, um, how easy to generate the new names? Okay, I'll tell you. So now the values is the data. Okay, you see, this one should be the dynamic, otherwise what will happen, it will keep on replace the data, correct? So this should be the random and unique keys, so that the new data will be saved. All right, so here from the data itself, because this is not a server side application, in the plan that itself is a millisecond, right? So we can use that as a key. All right, some of you may get a confusion why I'm putting one of the columns from here to here. If you really afraid that this is not something clear, I'll tell you one of the beautiful library. Okay, go and go to the npm and install the UUID. Okay, that's a tool which will give you um, unique IDs. All right, so something like that. Okay, so how do we install? Copy this, go to your command prompt, go to your folder. In my case of the other folder, the okay, where is my folder? Here. um, okay, so okay, come out. Okay, cd to do local storage, right? Just paste here npm install UUID. Okay, it will now install. Okay, you see this one keep on compiling our code, so there is some error in the line 21. Okay, we'll fix it shortly. Okay, so here what we do, again go and don't hesitate to copy paste the code. Copy this, and what problem you are solving is more important than copying the code. Copying code is absolutely fine. So once you do this, you can call this method. It will give some dynamic number like this. Okay, that's cool, right? So you can just copy, and instead of that unique you can put it here. It will keep generate the unique ID for you. So in my case, I don't like, I mean, this my, I would say, my personal philosophy. Whatever the ID, I don't like to keep some kind of, the integer as a first character. That's not nice. Okay. In this case, I would say that to do something like that. Okay. So my unique ID, how it will be? It will be something like, not exact this character. This will give a keep on give a different number, something like a unique one. So in our case, okay, this is the one, right? So I'll copy this. So how our unique ID will be generated? Something like this format. Okay, something like this format. Also we fix the prefix, something like that, right? So for every to do you create, it will keep on giving different values like this. Okay. Okay, now go ahead and save. Now we saved, right? After we save, can we give some prompt to the user or some alert to the user? Saved successfully, some kind of thing, right? You see here, some kind, I mean, you can go and click which one will be best for you. In my case, I would use something like a, not a tooltip, maybe a alert or a message. Okay, if you click, it will say something like that. Okay, how can we use? Copy, click the code and see this. We need to use a message. Okay, copy this, put that into the ant design import. Okay, and here they say something like this one. Whatever they say, just copy and paste inside of your app folder, because every framework has certain requirements. Okay, so in the message.api, in after we saved, you go and put it something like to do is saved, done. Okay, you want to see the magic, do refresh. Okay, learn React JS before so and so date. See, I wanted to show you how this is getting saved. Okay, local storage, click here. There are a lot of things in my local storage. Okay, I don't like to show my local storage because it has a lot of confidential data. I will open the incognito. You know incognito, right? Just open the incognito and paste it here. Okay, can I then close this window? Yes. Okay, and I will open, keep it like that. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, let me enter. Okay, go and again click the inspect window, and now it will have a, I mean, it's not necessary you need to open the incognito. All right, you can keep your main window itself. In my case, the local storage has some confidential data, and also it has a lot of other data that will give you a confusion. Okay, you see now, learn React JS before so and so date, submit. You see, this has been saved. Okay, this is clear, right? This is the key that has been generated, and this is the value, whatever we typed and is saved. Okay, learn Java before so and so date. You see, however you create, it will keep on saving in the database. Even I see, you see, I refresh, this particular database will keep hold your data. There is no loss. Okay. Again, it has some limit, right? Every browser has certain storage capacity, like 30 MB, something like that. Okay. Now we created the to do, correct? Now, how do we read that? That is in terms of CURD operation, right? The C called create, R called read, U called, sorry, U called update, R called read, D called delete. Okay. So now I'll just show you how to read first and then update and delete. Okay. Now read is done. Sorry, create is done, right? Whenever I create, it is getting saved in the DB. Now go and create instead of read. Okay. What do we refer here? Store to, correct? Store to is the npm we used. Let's go ahead and check that in order to understand how to read the data. Okay, so go here. Let's say in this case we need to, I mean, in order to list, they say select all, get all, something like that. Okay, get all, and okay, store.e, something like that, and the session, or okay. So here can use the get all. Okay, I'm trying to see some example. Okay, no problem. So how do we get all? How do you show? As soon as you open the page, you wanted to render the to do, correct? Okay, now go and in the React application, you all know that there is something called the use effect. Use effect. Okay, better I can go and React use effect. Okay, better copy paste the use effect. In the use effect, we are going to have some get set variable, correct? um, Something like this. We are going to have a values of to do's and set to do's. Okay, this to do's are basically array. Okay, here we are going to use the use state, then do the necessary import here. Okay, now, oh, it is already imported. I went and imported once again. I'll remove it because I used some state variable. Okay, all right, I'll talk about this use effect little later. Now after use effect, the whatever the code we inserted inside of the use effect will get trigger. Okay, so what are we going to do in the set to do? This is a React function. Okay, we are going to call, this is actually a function. Okay, you can see that you can ask where is the function definition. No, there won't be any function definition. This is what React. Okay, So when I call the set to do, I'm going to pass some value. Let's say if I pass some value of 1 comma 2 comma 3, something like that, this value, this array will be saved in this to do. Why I am passing the array? Because we declared this as the array type. Okay, here how do we get the value from the store to? They say store dot find all. I mean, we can leave this, all right. We are not going to specifically ask. Here they given an example. Okay, I mean transact, we'll leave it. We can say get all. I mean store get all. Correct. Put a semicolon. I mean semicolon. It's a good habit. So if you go and print this to do, you can see all the existing to do will be saved here. Okay. Would you like to print and see? We can see shortly. So now how we are planning to render this data? What is your idea behind it? Okay, my idea is that I'm going to make a small table here and I'm going to render. Okay, open the React.js and there must be a table. Where is the table? Oh, sorry, ant design. We need to open ant design. It's really super efficient. Okay, go and find the table. Okay, they have a table. If you really use some kind of HTML table, by using ant design, you may wonder how this really works. Okay, just one line and you pass the data. That's it. Okay, so you come here under the content before the title, I mean between the title and form, you paste this, and of course you need to import the title, something. Yeah, you go and import the title in the ant.d import part. Okay, so we done the import, and the data source is what? The to do is the data source, correct? Initially it will be empty array. Once you open the application, all the existing to do will be saved in the to do's variable. So now to do's is the data source, and we need to have a columns, right? Can we define here itself? Yeah, we can define. Say here they mentioned they have a column, something like this. I mean I'll keep it separately so that it will be easy to refer here. Okay, I'm going to define the table column. Okay, here name, and the index is a name, because in the database we all saw that, right? The name is the actual name column, and the date and time. Okay, go ahead and okay, we'll come back about this. There are name, the key. Let's not have a key, and here let's have a. I mean, it depends on your data. You have a many column in your data. You can add this items. Okay, here planned it. Okay, for now you show, because you know, right, the plan that this is the column we saved, correct, in the database. That's it. This is the column definition. For the table we are passing the column definition. Now you go and refresh. Okay, the data source is not defined. Okay, because it is showing as a error. So we have to do, and there is a set to do. For now let's just comment, because I'm seeing error, I wonder. Okay, it is blank. So now the part is, there is some semicolon. Okay, let's remove this to do. Somewhat this method is not giving the data, or another way, let's see what it really print. Okay, and we'll restructure the data or massage the data. Console.log, and just print the data values. You are going to see in the console window, right? Okay, clean the existing. We can fix the error later. Okay, now you see I get the in the line 47 it is printing. Why it is printing two times, I'll explain that later. That's a React a hook issue. We can leave it. So we basically get the JSON. You see, this is giving, not giving a JSON. This is giving something like a. It's not giving an array. Rather, it is giving a. I would say um, a JSON. All right. So can we then use something like this? So they say something if you read, can I minimize this window? So the function transact will receive the current value, the key I sent it. Okay, store dot each. Maybe this is better. Okay, so we can just go ahead and instead of get all, we can go under store dot each. The key is a key and the value. Okay, here let's go and in the, I mean we can just create some array. Okay, db or db to dos array. Okay, if you doubt about, let's use where. Okay, that's easy to understand. Okay, here dot push, push, right? In the array we are pushing some values. Okay, I remove all this. I'm not using the key now. Okay, the best way is that you can also put the key in one of the value. Okay, I'll put it something called id, and I'll pass the key into the id. I mean, if you doubt about, I mean, if you have some confusion, I can even use a key. That's absolutely fine. After we push all the values to the to do array, now in the set to dos, instead of this method, you use this method. Let's go and see what happened. You see, right? It's fantastic. So whatever the data we have in the database, like a local database, we get everything here. Can you go and do something now? Why not? Let's say learn Python, sorry, Python before to some realistic date. Submit. You see, as I submit, this keep on coming. This is fantastic, right? You can do on cosmetic and all. Okay, I'll go do little fast now. You all see that I could save, that is create, read is done. Now I'm going to update, right? Update, we need some icon to click, so that it will know that what you wanted to update, right? That really little tricky part, but it's easy to do. Okay, can you go ahead and put some icon? Now you see the font awesome. Font awesome is a fantastic icon library. Whatever the icon you want, I mean, almost everything is free. You can use, mostly free. Some pro icons are paid one. For now, you don't worry about it. I mean, let's go and click start. And because we are a React user, go and click and install this into the React. Okay, okay, SVG core and add icon packages. They have plenty of things. Add icon package. This is SVG core. First, you will need to use npm or yarn to install core package all related to icon work. Okay, they say first you need to install this. Okay, go and install this one. Okay, it may take a little while, so please wait with me and copy the another two things. This is a pro icon. If you buy the license, you can, because but there are thousands of icons are free, so it's up to you. I would recommend free for now. Okay, I installed all three lines. Okay, they given a way, I mean, we can leave all this. These are all the pro icon. It's a paid icon. Okay, once you're done, you can just go to the icon section. You can find something like edit. I mean, you need a edit icon, correct? Okay, so once you search, you will get the edit icon, something like that or like that. Can you go with this? Okay, you need the you wanted to copy this, right? Go to React and copy this one. Okay, and go here. Do you remember in our table where can we put the edit icon? Can you put an edit icon just here? Okay, along with the same column. I mean, if you need a separate column, you can obviously put a separate column, or you can put it in the existing name column. Because for icon we don't need to have a separate column, right? Or I mean, it's up to you, because I'm going to give a two concept, so it's better I can use it that way. Yeah, I'm going to use like this one, and there is no title name. Okay, um, I mean, you wanted to put something edit, you can put it. In my case, we are going to use a key. You remember we passed the key, the database ID as a key, right? We are going to render. So in this case, you may little confused. This is a React function, okay? I mean, and the design function render here record, okay, and I wanted to use this particular one. Okay, still I am wrong here in this code structure. That's absolutely okay. We can just go ahead and anyway refer this. Okay. Render a record function. Okay, I think I should have used everything looks okay. Okay, React JS table render. Oh, that's not the React, right? I mean, it's not I would say ant design. It's ant design only. React render data in the table. We need some custom method, right? I mean, if you don't mind, I will open and refer the code that I already have. That's fine. You can refer the code. I go more wrapper. Okay, I'll use render render and okay. I think let's see what the mistake we made. I'll minimize this for now. Okay, render colon all okay. Oh my bad. Is this the real error? No. Render. Ah, okay. I feel bad. Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and we need to install the font awesome, right? Import. Okay. Here import font awesome from the same one I'll refer in my existing code. Okay. How to install, I mean those things you can refer because I wanted to make this little faster. So copy paste this. Okay, you need to import, I mean those things you can just go and refer here. They will explain how to install. Okay, I mean if you go and get the install particular document, they will suggest you to use something like that. Okay, now after you install here, so here I mean instead of this one, okay, just type for edit something like that. They'll give a auto suggestion. Now you go and see. Okay, what's the error? Cannot resolve font awesome, font React font awesome. Okay, SVG icons. Okay, I think we should have imported a few other things, right? We imported the font awesome. Okay, okay, font awesome. Okay, done. All right. Now you go and ref. Aha, font awesome already declared. What's wrong with this? Sorry. Okay, I think we initially copy pasted in the top. Okay. Font awesome icon. Let's remove. Let's put this bottom. Module not found. Is this one? Okay, then go ahead and install. npm I install. Okay, we installed now, right? Go ahead and yeah, it's now done. You see the icon, right? If you see this column is too long, you have a many properties in the ant design. Click and type like a width you wanted to have a just a 50 pixel. Okay, this looks nice. Okay, now if I click, how can I take this value to the form? That's really little bit uh, react work. Okay, go here in your function. You have some const variable, right? The in the app there is a variable. Here instead of to do's, let's say to do. Then you should set to do. Okay. When you click, okay, when you click, we wanted to pass. Okay, here in this table, this is the definition of table, right? Now in this case, we need to really copy this, paste inside of the main function. I'll tell you why, because we are going to use some React JS function. I mean the main app code functions here. Okay, so here I'm going to use some href. Okay, let's say a or a href on click. This is a React.js function. I mean, if you are not familiar, please refer my other video. I'll give you in the bottom of comment the plain HTML also you can create. Okay, so set to do. Okay, here I'm going to pass the particular this record having the whole row, the whatever you see the entire row, right? It is actually in this record. Okay, if you send the data index, only the name column will go to this particular row, but when you render with such a record, the whole row data will go. Okay, here in this I'm going to set the record. Okay, so now if I click the set record, what will happen? The whole row data will go to the particular memory. Okay, if you wanted to really see what is happening behind, okay, let's see. um, Get to do or find to do. This is not really necessary, but I'm writing for you to understand. In case of you are a fresh user, it will be useful. Okay, so instead of putting there, I am writing here, and I'm cutting here and pasting here, and I'm calling this function. Okay, I'm calling this function. In that I'm passing the record value. Okay, now when I click this button, it will call the find to do. The find to do will carry the value. The value will go and set in the set. Okay, now I'm going to only the purpose I'm bringing here is to print the value to see what is really happening behind the scene. Okay, now you go and see, go to the command prompt and click refresh. Okay, you see the React is keep running. That's bad. I mean, I'm bad. Okay, so here give a comma and you just put this. I will explain. I mean, this part is not about React. This is about local storage. Okay, you just get this command. It will not re-render like that. Okay, it was keep on running. Now you see this is okay, right? When I click, uh, when I click this, it is actually it is I mean it is refreshing the page. Then what was the mistake here? We put the a record, right? So instead of href, can we say simply ash? Still it is refreshing the page? No, right? You can even put a button instead of a. Okay, that's still okay. Now you click. As you click, each record coming here, correct? Each row record is coming here. Now this record is saved in the set to do. That is, this is set to do's plural, this is a set to do singular. In this to do we have the data, right? Now I'm going to, this is not an array, this is C, this is a JSON, because every row in the database application, right? Here every row is basically a JSON. All right, now you go to the form we created here. Let's set default value equal to do. Okay, when you do that, let's see what happens. Okay, I do refresh, I'll click this. Okay, what is happening? I click this, but it is not setting the value, right? Go and check the form in the ant design, why it is not updating the value. I think instead of default value, Um, so we are clicking the set value. It is going and setting the value. Um, Here I'll explain this. Okay, sometimes the React will not refresh, so always set the new JSON. Okay, otherwise if the same JSON comes, it will not update. Um, Now you go and refresh. Let's see what happens. Okay, anyway, we have to check the form here. Why it is not saving? I have the example in my code. I'm writing one of the ERP using the React. I can quickly take, but let's go and find out. Okay, default value. Okay, can I check in my ERP? Okay, um, okay, here you see. Okay, the initial values. Okay, yeah. This is an example where I'll copy this. I'll go here. I'm creating a form ref because here there is a form, right? So for that, I'm setting to do form, and I'm creating the call hook, and go to the, these are all the React stuff. Okay, here you see, I'd say form equal to, this is the form. Okay, we no need the initial values. um, okay, we can remove it because when you load we are not showing the to do in the form itself. So here the data, for example, we created a form hook, right? The to do form. Go and do to do form dot set field values, fields value, and set the this particular, sorry, not in the save, we return one method, isn't it, in order to read. Sorry, what do we do here? We return a method to read. I mean, sorry, I'm scrolling too much. So here in the find to do, after setting the single item in the to do, also set that particular value in the form. Okay, this will go and push the value into the form. Go and see the value here. The form is empty now. Click it. Okay, it says an error. Date.locale is not a function. I think the date field throwing some error. To do that, now you remember the date is in the form of millisecond that I am going to convert into proper time. Go and planned. See, there are all the way to manipulate some of the field values. Okay, planned. These are all ideas. I mean, you can manage your own way. New date and planned at. So this will convert the millisecond numbers, the long numbers, to date. Let's go and click. Okay, still I'm seeing the same error. Okay, what could be the issue? First, let's in this case, I think it should be a moment object according to the ant design. Okay, ant design requires any date to set as a date value. Let's go and click. You see, I'm clicking learn Java, it is loading here. I'm clicking the React, it is loading here. I'm clicking Python, it is loading here. Okay, so this is good, right? Now our goal is, we done the in the CURD operation. You all remember the CURD operation? So we done the create already, we done the read already because we listed the data. Now even I click one of them, it is reading in the form. Now I'm going to do the update. Okay, so how do we do the update? Here, if I go and click and if I submit, I afraid it may go and add one more new record, right? Because when I click, what will happen? It will go and submit the new value as a to do. Here it will not know there is a existing IDE. then it will go and set the new value. Okay, you wanted to really explore. See, I'm clicking the Python, right? I'm clicking the Python or React. I'm saying, okay, Python, I'm going to change the date or something like, no, not here. I'm going to complete this in, sorry, okay, sorry, it is over scrolling. Come on, let's say today, and let's move. Oh, wait, it is scrolling too much here. Let's edit, and oh, it's a 41 really. Ah, okay, let's go. Is that the date I set? Just change some date and you submit. You see it is created a one more item. That is wrong, correct? If you refresh, you will see the 4 items. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, here you see this date form. Okay, let's finish this part. Instead of saving, when I click this one, I wanted to get the key also, correct? Now, how do we do? You just go here and let's create some const variable, okay? Const, okay, it's not really a const, it would be like where current to do id equal to null. I mean, these are all idea, there is no rule like this, okay? I'm introducing one dummy variable or empty variable. Whenever I edit, okay, when I click edit, I go and this is the find to do, right? We know that now we get the id, so go here and get the key, okay? Get the key from the one we selected right now. The key is what we set, right? Okay, and when I click find, or when I click one of the object, I'm setting that into, okay, I'm setting the key value into the current to do. After I saved, I also set to null, okay, which means after I save a new data, I set the particular value null. When I open, I'm setting the value. Okay, here what do I do? Here, if this is equal to null, then this one equal to this id, okay, and we are going to use this one, correct? Now what will happen when I create a new item? It will save. When I edit the existing item, it will replace, okay? As long as we use the same id, it will replace the existing item. If this line looks difficult to I mean, okay, I'll tell you another shortcut, okay? It's a one liner command. To do equal to this is a one line if statement. If you don't know, this could be used. If this current tool to do id is null, then assign the to do, otherwise whatever the existing value, let's assign, okay? This is also the if statement, okay? This says the current tool id, current to do id equal to if statement. This is a if statement. If current to do id equal to null, then I am assigning a new value. If not, I am taking the existing value, okay? So go back and do refresh. I mean, refresh is not really required for React.js app. Let's click, okay? um, let's do some date and save. Okay, it is getting saved. For example, I'm clicking the, I mean, in order to make this sure, let's learn core Java. Save it. Okay, you may wonder why this is not saving. That's the React, okay? That we can do a little bit uh, tricky. For example, um, whenever the current tool ID changes, I mean, we can define whenever this particular value changes, it will refresh, okay? So now click Python. Okay, we'll talk about the delete, okay, to move this fast, because for now we done this 3, we are going to do the delete. Again, delete is the same function. Can we introduce the delete icon? How do we introduce? We all know how to introduce a new column with icon, right? Copy paste, and here instead of fa edit, fa remove, sorry, fa trash or something, sorry, f fa, I'm seeing this unnecessary selection trash. Okay, I got the trash icon. So now I get the one more trash icon, but in this time this is not a find to do, it will be remove to do. Okay, go to the same function. Maybe you can copy the one, use do the remove to do, remove or delete to do. Okay, when I click remove, I'm getting the same row, and if you wanted to print, you can print. We not necessary to set the to do ID. It is not really required, but we can set this one as to null. Okay, because this one is going to anyway removed, get removed. The next item will be new one. I mean, these are all the logic. You forget about it. Here I'm removing this. Okay. How do we remove from the storage? We all know we have the store object, right? The store object. If you want to remove, I mean, if you wish to refer the API, go here. They say you can remove any item by the key. Okay, just copy this key. Let's say store dot remove. All right, remove by the ID we got it. Remove by the key. All right, now just do the refresh. But here we did not set, but still it works, right? That does beautiful job. Okay, still it works. Okay, now you go and delete this one. Sorry, delete. It's not refreshing. That's a bad thing. For now, we have to say whenever this value. Okay, this is not a state variable. We cannot define whenever this particular. Okay, can we, I mean, in order to do the real, I mean, the perfect way of setting the to do, I'll go and set the state variable current to do. Sorry, I'll use this one. Okay, and what is that? Current to do ID, set current to the, you can keep any name, but always better keep the same variable with the set. Okay, the proper case, that would make things better. The default value is null. Okay, so wherever I use this particular one, okay, go from top and search one. So here, whenever this particular, I mean, this is the React. Okay, I can just leave it, because whenever this particular variable changes, this will refresh. Okay, that's an idea. Here, instead of this way, we need to set this, right, like this. This will go and set the value, and the same way go and this will also set the same value, I mean, the same method. Here, in order to do this, okay, here we can keep it, this one definitely it is set to do. We are setting the null for sure, but this one need not be a set. Okay, we can get some new variable. The key ID is this and this one. All right, let's see whether the refresh happens. Well, learn HTML5 before this state. Save. It doesn't save. Okay, I mean, it's saved definitely. The refresh has some issue. We'll leave it for now. This one, we can go ahead and update. Where is the one? We are formatting, right? You all remember, in order to display assets, you can put it like data index, but you wanted to do some any additional data work or any cosmetic work, don't use this like a data index column. Instead, use the record and render something. I mean, whatever the way we wanted to enter it, we can write any custom function here. In my case, I'm going to write moment record dot format dot ll. Okay, ll is nothing but that's a moment format. All right, I think we saw the moment, right? The moment .js. I mean, you can see a lot of formatting options, right? In order to render, they say if you use this way it will appear something like that. This format I'm using. Let's go and see. Now this looks very readable format, right? Even though it is in the DB, it is like a number. Okay, it is like a number, but we are rendering the value in a different way. Okay, so I'm just deleting this, and I'm deleting this. It is getting deleted, right? How to create? Learn Python, and you can set some objective. All right, submit. Okay, as you submit, it will reload. Okay, now you see this is the basic example. I think freshers can understand how to create a fresh React.js app, and how you can create a simple form with a beautiful frameworks like ant-d design, and you can build the necessary form. I mean, in my use case, I wanted to have only two fields like a date and the name. You can create the form with as many as thing you want. Okay, so you also list the table, which means the read operation. The click also showing the value, it's again read. And when we HTML5 with the CSS, I'm just modifying the existing data. Okay, submit. So it will go and update. Okay, by the time, I mean, you can think ideas like when I click, instead of submit, you can change the name as to button, something like those are all. Sorry, instead of submit, you can make it like update name. Okay, or you can put some icon. So those are all ideas. Okay, the core idea is that you know now how to use the local storage. So please follow the description. I will post other videos how to use the web SQL and the IndexedDB and the storage, session storage. Okay. See, let me explain. Okay, maybe in the next video I'll tell you the difference of all this. Okay, the session is basically when you close and reopen the browser, the session store, whatever you put into the session storage, that will get erased, but whatever you put into the local storage, even you close the browser, you reopen, you shut down the computer, after a couple of days you reopen, whatever you saved in the local storage, that will still there. Okay, see, in a large aspect, in a bigger application, you need not use this particular local storage concept. However, assume if users are writing some huge form, huge data, before you submitting to the backend, you can still save that into the local storage. I mean, you can save it to local storage and send it to the server, save it to the server. When server gives a token, the successful token, you can remove from the local storage. That way, I mean, if there is an exception in the server, you can still show the data in the form, which means you will not uh, frustrate the user. You can keep this local storage very effectively. In the subsequent videos, I will show you how to save the same data into the database, maybe in the cloud database or whatever the database, to keep the data on the cloud, which means you moving from one computer to another computer, or you moving from one country to another country, you can just go and open the web application, you can see the same to do. Okay, so I hope the freshers can enjoy and easy to understand. If you have any question, please don't afraid to schedule a meeting with me directly. Look at the meeting scheduler link in the about section of the channel, and you can schedule a one-to-one meeting. Please feel free. I am happy to assist you, and you can have any question with me. Thanks for watching, and let's do amazing thing. Bye.